setup guide here. So this is your riding mode, this is your ABS module, hill hold function, your traction control, so T3 mentioning rain mode here. This is your motor temperature indicator. This is similar to your engine check light on your petrol motorcycle, but here it's not a hazard, it's just a norm to have this particular symbol on board. So as soon as you turn on the motorcycle, this symbol will go off. You have your regenerative braking indicator here, your efficiency bar, you have your range indicator, you have your battery state of charge, your trip meter, odometer, time, your network indicator. So this is for your eSIM connectivity, which is already pre-installed on your motorcycle, which is used for all the software upgrades which you continue to get throughout your ownership. This is for the GPS tracking, your navigation, and support between your application and your motorcycle. So here is another efficiency bar, or the consumption per kilometer. There is also a recommended figure here which states that, keep it under the recommended value to make your motorcycle more efficient. This is basically when you go for longer commute. I think for your short commutes, don't be conscious about this particular value. It is a performance motorcycle, so don't be conscious about what is being displayed here. But you want to make your ride more efficient and gain more miles on a single charge. Be gentle on your throttle, and this number will drop and your efficiency will increase, right? So to set the regenerative braking here, you do have knobs over here. This left and right bar will help you increase or decrease the power of regenerative braking. So as I continue to dial it up, you see the bar increasing, or you can dial it down, right? So how to use regen is basically whenever you're on open roads, I would suggest keeping it on a lower side, or turning it all the way off as well, yeah, because you will gain more miles when your motorcycle is coasting. So at higher speeds, when you coast the motorcycle as well, you will get a long range, and considering the weight of the motorcycle, you will have enough momentum to travel a long distance and maintain a particular speed even while coasting, right? So whenever you see more traffic, or whenever you need to apply the brakes a lot more, then you dial it up. So in light traffic, you can keep it at this level, and when you're in stop and go traffic or very heavy, badly maintained road conditions, there you can increase it all the way, right? So the regen is basically to assist you in braking and slowing down the motorcycle, similar to engine braking on your petrol motorcycle. And the plus point is it will also send a surge current back to the battery, recharging the battery in the long run. But one thing to note is leaving it in regen level 9 always, even in open roads, does not mean that your ride will be more efficient, because whenever you're traveling at higher speeds and you have your regen at 9, as soon as you let go of the throttle, the motorcycle will continue to decelerate at a very high pace. It will recharge your battery, but to come back to that speed, you will use the same amount of energy which you sent back to the battery, which doesn't make sense. There, in open roads, please maintain it at a lower regen level. So you need to be slightly smart about when to increase your regen and when to decrease your regen, right? So a single tap on the O button will take you to the main menu, right? So O is to select, X is to cancel. So the first option says information about your motorcycle. So your model, color, IMEI number for the SIM card on board, your latest software version. VIN number is basically your vehicle identification number or the chassis number, which is also available on the right hand side of your main stem. And then you have your odometer, yeah. Then you have a day and night mode. So day mode actually making the motorcycle or the display more bright, or you can switch it to the night mode or set it to an auto theme. The sound option here is not for the motorcycle. This is mainly for your indicator volume. Yeah, you can amp it up, dial it down. Yeah, and the toggle noise which you hear for the general menu. Yeah, so the sound has nothing to do with the motorcycle sound. This is to do with the additional toggle sound which you hear on the toggle sound or your hazards which you hear. In the controls, you have a couple of main features. One is your performance. So under performance, you have your ABS support, where you can switch it between single channel or dual channel ABS, right? So when you want to take it slightly off-road, or you would like to lock up your rear wheels in certain cases where you want to drift or have fun with a motorcycle. There you can change it to single channel. Not recommended, but if you are confident with your motorcycle, yes, dual is always the safer option. Then you have your regenerative braking. There you can amp it up from here as well or preset it from here, but anyway you can set this from the main home screen. This is your traction control indicator. So here you have rain mode, street mode and sport mode, or you can completely turn off traction control whenever you want the raw power or have more control on the vehicle instead. But in our road conditions, I would say T2 or T3 would always be the safer option. Then you have your hill hold function. There I would suggest keeping it always on. So how hill hold works is, as soon as you apply the brakes and come to a halt, your hill hold turns green or becomes active. I can show it to you how it will look. Yeah, so this is how it will look. Your hill hold becomes active. One thing to notice, hill hold works only when your motorcycle is in power or your motor is armed. If your motorcycle is cut off, or if you put on the side stand where the motor becomes disarmed, hill hold also gets disengaged, right? That's something very important to note. So that's covering the main features of it. Then you have your document storage where you can add documents to your Ultraviolette app as images. So you can put in your DL, your insurance and your RC. It shows up as an image here, right? Then you have your Bluetooth function. Currently Bluetooth it works only for app syncing. In the future we may have call and music support as well. Then you have your battery health indicator and you have a battery limiter option. This limiter is basically on your application, right? So you can set it to 80, 90 or 100%. It also shows you the battery condition, battery number and the temperature on the battery. Then you have the tire pressure monitoring system, but in your case, tire pressure monitoring system has not been installed. If you'd like it to be added next time, we can have it installed at your wish. So these are the main information on your screen. Another couple of things you need to note is your regen will work only under 90% battery, right? So between 100 to 90%, your regen is not active, and you will see a particular orange light over here, right? So nothing to be alarmed of. This orange light indicates that the regen is inactive, and it will work only from 89% all the way down to 1%, right? Another thing to note is your ballistic mode. Your ballistic mode will only function till 30% state of charge. Your combat mode will work only till 20% state of charge, and under 20% you will only have the glide mode, right? So these are the main functions. To engage it into reverse, you just have to apply the brakes and the O button. So here I'm applying the rear brakes and the O button. It engages into reverse. And then you accelerate and it will go backwards. Then you have your navigation support. So I would send you a separate video or a screen shared video of how to set a navigation via the app.